Hey everyone, this is my second YouTube video that I'm posting. It's good to be back on. Good to see you all again. So I actually wanted to talk a little bit about today. Today I wanted to talk about conservatism and what conservatism is. I think people really misinterpret what conservatism is. I've heard people say things like, "Oh, they're conservative, they're an ultra conservative," and what people I think they tend to think conservatism is just traditionalism. He's just a traditionalist. He just likes things to stay the same way, or she's just into tradition. That's really not what conservatism is. And people think, oh, conservatism is like capitalism, and and you're to the right. You're to the right of the political spectrum. Well, conservatism really is conserving something. And I know some of you might be thinking, conserving something. Conserving what? Well, conservatism is really conserving the original vision of the founding fathers, protecting the principles of the founding fathers. We conservatives are conserving what the founding fathers wanted. Uh, Progressivism, however, is the exact opposite. Progressivism it really stems from this idea that America was founded and rooted in racism and bigotry and the sexism and all these other terms that are used today by the progressives, and even by the media, the progressive media. Truth be told, the the principles of our founding fathers really stem from the idea that they had that that all men are created equal, which is based on a true heritage and conviction of Judeo-Christian values. And to me, I think that's a big reason why the left is so opposed to uh, conservatism, because conservatism is at its root really does stems from the Bible. And in this day and age, we live in an America now where people are very focused on getting God out of everything. This idea of us having inalienable rights, having God-given rights that have been given to us, it's not something that sits well with the left. Uh, and it's really a big reason, I believe, why Christianity and Judaism at the core are really being attacked by the political left today, because when you put the element of God, and our rights come from God, and for me being a Christian, having an understanding that Christ gives us our rights and Christ gives us the freedom to live in community the way we do here in the United States. It's not that people don't live in community around the world, but what makes America different, though, is that we have so many cultures and so many ethnicities and so many ideas, and it's so many freedoms in this nation that it can be difficult to keep all that together. So, what's the biggest thing that really keeps us together? Well, the thing that used to keep us together was that we had an understanding that as Americans, what brings us together is that we want to see an America where we are free to determine our own destiny. And that's part of the reason why I believe in small government, as the founding fathers did. A government that helps to keep things orderly, but doesn't determine what steps we should take. It doesn't. It gives us a very wide bridge, if you will. It's not a pathway; it's a bridge, and we can walk across that bridge. But there are other bridges we can walk down. There are so many bridges available. And I think that's really where it's really where, unfortunately, there's a lot of a lot of determination that's being put on people. I say from a social standpoint, from an identity politics standpoint of, oh well, you're black, so you should become this because blacks are more gifted than that, or you're white, so you should go for this because whites are better at that, or you're Indian, so therefore you should pursue this field. And I think something that we really need to look at is, okay, what did the founding fathers want? What was their vision? Their vision was an America where people had the ability to determine their own destiny. And the government was not heavily involved in that. The government just made sure that basic godly principles were upheld in our nation. We're treated fairly as individuals. We're not discriminated against. We're given the opportunity to live our lives as we see fit. Obviously, without infringing upon the rights of others. And that's a big thing there. My constitutional rights don't give me the right to violate your constitutional rights. So that's really where I stand as far as being a conservative and giving an understanding of what it means to be a conservative is holding to the principles of the founding fathers, understanding that this country was rooted and founded in godly, pure principles. That doesn't mean all the founding fathers were wonderful men that didn't do anything wrong. No. Obviously, there were flaws that the founding fathers had. They were human beings. But I think something that people tend to forget is you don't have to agree with everything someone did to see the beauty in what they did and what they accomplished. And that's why I think that's why I'm so fascinated by the founding fathers, because they were flawed individuals. But the overall vision, even Thomas Jefferson with his flaws and some of the things that he did, he understood that in the end he had to be held accountable. Not just from a government standpoint, but from an understanding that there's a power that's higher than him, that was higher than him, that was stronger than him. That was the power of God. And that's the reason why he understood, and the founding fathers understood, you can't create a stable society based on individual interest. There has to be an understanding that we have to have a set of laws, we have to have a set of standards that transcend what it is we want as individuals. Because if you don't have a set of standards that everyone can follow, what ends up happening is you end up having chaos, you end up having all kinds of anarchy. That's exactly the reason why you're hearing people say things like, oh, well, that's their truth. That's their truth. Oh, well, that doesn't, well, I know you're saying that, but that doesn't fall in line with my truth. Well, there's no such thing as your truth, my truth. There's the truth. And it's holding to those principles, understanding that there is the truth. And the truth in this country is, this is a nation that was founded on good principle. And trying to uproot that is a quick way, the fastest way to destabilize Western culture. Western culture is not, oh, let's make sure things are as racist as humanly possible, so that way, the white man can get ahead and everybody else falls behind. That's not it. It's allowing everyone to determine their destiny and to determine what it is they do in their lives without having government officials control the outcome for them. All right. Well, that's the end of my video for today. I will be back later on. Thank you.